A neighbor decides to call the police, and it results in a man's wife and child being deported. Here it is.
Antonio, look, man, I am so very sorry what happened. I had no idea that was going to happen, man. It just
you know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly what you're doing. Exactly.
No, I didn't. How could I see this coming? How could
you know why? You know why I know? You know why I know? Because I told you. We talked a few weeks ago. I said, I'm doing a lot of work on my house right now. I said, if I'm too late and too loud at night, I said, please come talk to me and tell me I will take care of it to be more quiet. What do? You did not come talk to me. You called the police instead, and now my wife and daughter are gone.
That was just a really bad judgment call on my part. I'm really sorry. It was late at night.
You have always had it out for us. You've always had it out for us. You never wanted us in the neighborhood. You're a liar.
Oh, come on, man. I don't mind you being in the neighborhood. I love Mexican people. I've got all kinds of Mexican friends. We had a Mexican lady that cooked and cleaned for us. She was wonderful.
There it is right there. That is exactly what I'm talking about. That right there, what you just said, is what I've always known about you. Always.
Oh,
always.
Come on, man. Oh, come on.
You're a damn liar.
But he is asking, are you willing to let him off the hook?
No. You know why? Because this man, he's supposed to be my neighbor, my friend. What did he do? He tear my family apart. My wife and daughter are gone now. Okay? I will never let this man off the hook because this man does not see me for what I am. He sees me as a gardener, a construction worker, a cleaning person. He does not see me as a human. And I will never, ever let him off the hook. Ever.
Put it up for Mavs. I'm going to explain what you just heard. The heated conversation between the man and his Latino neighbor took place on a segment on 102.9 KBLX radio. Both men had called in to discuss the matter, but things quickly went south as the neighbor called out the heartless man for calling ICE on his own family. His actions resulted in the neighbor's family supposedly being deported. The radio host then interjected, tried to cool things down, although both expressed sympathies to Antonio. They claim the guilt-stricken man has called in to apologize. Antonio, understandably, doesn't accept the apology and accuses the man of being a liar. I don't know how I would respond if somebody who's supposed to be my friend and my neighbor did something that resulted in my wife and my child no longer being in my home.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
The neighbor decides to call the police, and it results in a man's
though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. Shalom. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahahakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, teaching this doctrine of truth to the elect of the nation of Israel, who were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, pursuant to the curses of Deuteronomy chapter 28. Okay, I came across this video here by the beloved brother Arrows of Indignation 144, and the title of the video clip is Moral of the Story: Never trust your enemy. Many of you Israelites are learning this the hard way, right? And this is true. This is so true, because our people are naturally accepting. Now, I believe the brother to be an Israelite, because we know that we have Israelites that look like all nations, okay? But primarily here in Babylon the Great, we know the northern kingdom arrived here first, okay? and the southern kingdom arrived after them, obviously, okay, in 1619. Okay, so a lot of all 12 tribes are prophesied to be here, okay, according to Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33. It says, Israel and Judah were oppressed together, meaning all 12 tribes. Okay, so anyway, yeah, this is the moral of the story, but the issue is, the primary issue is that you Israelites don't know who you are, okay? And not only do you not know who you are, you don't know the tenets of the Lord, the requirements or commandments of the Lord. You don't know the Lord, okay? Because the Lord is telling you throughout the scriptures, don't trust these devils, don't trust these Edomites, okay? And if you don't trust these Edomites, you'll be less likely to engage with them, talk to them, okay, divulge personal information that could be used against you, okay? Now, I'm assuming that his neighbor, that Edomite devil neighbor, okay, who was not guilt-stricken at all, okay? I think he was getting off on it as he was talking to him on the phone, all right? That's how these devils are. There was no guilt or remorse whatsoever. Okay, you could hear it in his voice or the lack thereof. Okay, these people are heartless devils. Okay, they have no conscience whatsoever. So whenever they have the opportunity to screw over one of the children of Israel, they take great pride and joy in doing so. Okay, they get off on it. They're psychopaths. Okay. If you know anything about a psychopath or a sociopath, they don't have a conscience, they don't have guilt, they don't feel remorse for anything that they do to people. Okay? And this is the entire nation of Esau, Edom. This is the way the Lord created them. Okay? Now, like I said, if this Jake knew he was an Israelite, okay, and followed the law, statutes, and commandments, paid attention to what was written in the Holy Scriptures about him and his people, he would have known to never even engage with these devils, okay? To the point of letting this dude know that his wife and daughter were illegal here. That's why he called the cops on them, because he knew what the outcome would be. He knew. It wasn't about the noise level, okay? How much noise can somebody make during construction around their house? All right. He had an ulterior motive, which was to break up that family. Okay. So this Jake, this Israelite, probably opened up to him at some point or another and said, hey, me and my wife or my wife and child are here illegally and they can get deported if something happens. Okay. You know, that's what went down. That was a conversation that was had between them at some point. That's why he did it. Okay. Like the scripture says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And if you know anything about iron, when it's exposed to the elements, the rust grows. Okay? It continues to grow and grow and grow under ideal circumstances. Okay? Moisture, right? And just being exposed to the elements. All right? You'll see rust take hold and just grow and grow and grow, right? That's how the wickedness is of the Edomite's heart or mind, okay? Though he humble himself, and they try to humble themselves when they engage with you. They'll give you a smile. They have that soft-spoken voice, often very, very, very articulate, okay? They lower themselves, okay? In order as to make you put your guard down. Right? It says, yet take good heed and beware of him, because it's all an act. It's an act to get you to put your guard down so you can trust them. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee. Stay away from these fuckers. Right? You only engage with them when you have to. It would be pleasant, but don't tell them any personal information. They'll use it against you. That's what the devil does. Lest when he hath overthrown thee, because that's why they want to get too close to you, so they can overthrow you. Take what you got, take you out, okay? Get you removed from the neighborhood. He stand up in thy place, neither let him sit at thy right hand. Okay, you don't let your enemy sit anywhere near you. Okay, especially your right hand. The right hand represents righteousness. Lest he seek to take thy seat. He's going to try to usurp you, right? And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith, right? Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? Okay, I'm not going to feel sorry for you if you pick up a rattlesnake knowing full well it's a goddamn rattlesnake and it bites you. Okay, would you expect me to take pity on you when you knew full well that this was a poisonous or venomous serpent that could possibly take you out, end your life if it bites you? No. That's up to you. That's your foolishness that you have to deal with. Okay? No one is going to pity you. No one's going to have sympathy or empathy with you or for you. Okay? Let's go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, verse 22. Because this sums up you Israelites of the world. For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children. Sottish means stupid. And they have none understanding. That's why they're stupid. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. Okay? So because they don't have understanding, they inherently do wickedness. They do evil. I'm sure at some point or another, this Jake came across the prophets, okay, whether online or on the street, all right, and he probably scoffed, all right, you know, sneered and jeered, talked shit, like the vast majority of our people when they come across us, okay? They despise us. They look down on us, okay? Let's go to the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. That lack of knowledge is destructive. Okay? Like the old saying goes, there's an adage that says that what you don't know will hurt you. And truer words were never spoken. Because in this case, that lack of knowledge is going to lead to your destruction here in Jacob's trouble. Okay? Not knowing who you are. If you don't know who you are, okay, and you're not going to understand or know the God that you serve. You're not going to care to find out his name or his only begotten son's name, right? You're not going to care to find out how he wants to be worshipped, because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is very specific, very particular about how he wants to be worshipped and from whom. He only wants to be worshipped from the Israelites, okay? And there is a specific way that he wants to be worshipped, and it's only found in the scriptures, okay? So if you don't have that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, you're as good as toast. You're cooked here in Babylon the Great, all right? When Jacob's trouble ramps up. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. And like I said, I'm sure he came across the prophets, all right, the teachers, the men of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai at some point or another, and rejected that knowledge, right? I will also reject thee, okay? Because a lot of our northern kingdom brothers and sisters love Jeebus, okay? That's all they see. When they hear about the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all they can think of or visualize is white Jesus, okay? Which is a fictitious, made-up character and is not biblical at all. It was created by the Edomytes. That thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy God. I will also forget thy children. Okay, and that's what the Lord did to this Israelite's child. Okay, he made it so that he, his wife, and child got sent back to Mexico. Okay? And it's, again, he rejected the knowledge of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Now I'm speculating here, but that's probably the case. Okay? Because it's 2026 and the world has been exposed to this Hebrew Israelite ministry and awakening. Okay? And you're either for it or against it. All right? Let's see. That's pretty much it. Okay? The moral of the story is, like the brother said, and subscribe to his channel, Arrows of Indignation 144. Never trust thine enemy. Okay? It's time to find out who you are, Jacob, and wake up. Wake up, Jacob. Okay? And never trust these devils whatsoever, especially now more than ever. Okay? Lord's will, this was edifying. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Shalom.